Raye released a new song, and it is going viral for good reason. There is something very special and unique about this artist. Every so often, we come across artists that may change the trajectory of the music industry. And I think we're in a time right now, especially with the controversies of AI artists charting the billboards, to artists that sometimes we're not sure how much it is truly their unique originality that has got them to fame, or if it's just because they're a curation of the music industry and it's more about the brand and the looks. And Raye is yet another one of those masterminds in my book. And then she gets to collaborate with the one and only Hans Zimmer, who is a renowned German film composer and music producer. Let's check it out together. Are you ready? Oh, that's awesome.
Did you know the odds to be born on this earth's 1 in 400 trillion? I conquered those odds, yet I can't conquer leaving this house. I eat, sleep, scroll and work, but there has to be more than...
No, I'm rewinding. That first stanza, that first verse alone. Oh my gosh, did you hear what she said? I've said that to you guys before. You are a scientific miracle. The odds for you to be born, 1 in, what did she say, 400 trillion? I love that she just integrated that. Wow. The wordplay, the cadence flow is already mind-blowing. There's going to be a ton of literary art. I have a feeling, I know it. The letters clicking up and down, beautifully fitting to the idea of Click, Clack, Symphony, but also sounding like high heels, which is so fitting to her brand and the ladylikeness that she is. That's staccato already.
Did you know the odds to be born on this earth's 1 in 400 trillion? I conquered those odds, yet I can't conquer leaving this house. I eat, sleep...
I conquered those odds, 1 in 400 trillion, but I can't conquer leaving. The cadence flow, the literary art. Ooh, I'm going to have to pause you guys for copyright reasons, but you came for a breakdown, so bear with me.
Scroll and work, but there has to be more than just merely existing. In fact, I was thinking there's not enough wine in the fridge to unleash me in this feeling. Fiends for some feminine healing. By that I mean I called my girls and said SOS, pick a dress, pick a time and an address, what we are going out tonight. Send a call out, send a call out. Calling all my baddest women, it's about to go down. Click, 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 clack, Symphony, I need that. Click, 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 clack, Symphony, I love the sound of it. You let the girls out. I did, darling. She's empowered by the sound of us marching. Her legs are hurting, but her back is still arching. And the sound reminds me that it's going to be alright. And I never could have guessed I started my morning in tears. Got a great waterproof mascara I can recommend. I should try my luck in Hollywood and find some auditions, because the way I fake this smile could pay the mortgage and the rent. Climb into my lonely throne before my TV. I feel alone, I feel like no one really needs me.
The time signature on this, the constant red thread of the click clack. So many emotions that alone evokes. You guys, there are so many layers to this cake that is Raye's masterpiece. And she's the mind behind this. I love the fact, like I said, that Hans Zimmer agreed to work with her speaks for itself. This is a renowned German composer. I need to fix my composure and maintain my composure. But the fact that he agreed to work with her is not coincidence. It is not random. This is a high honor. It speaks volumes to her artistry. The snippets I've seen of her process also, again, show me just how much she's involved in the songwriting and the composing. This is not a music industry generated or curated pop star. Okay, this is an artist, and the mind behind it, her and her beautiful sisters, so talented, so gifted, real. And I love that. I appreciate that. But she is doing something that is very different, that is very unique. In every generation, I feel you have just so many artists that come along and they break the norm. And you cannot box them in, and you cannot possibly say, oh, I've heard that before. My goodness, the art here. It is a cake to me because of the multi-layeredness. The composition alone evokes so many emotions. The time signature, the click-clack of the beat. It sounds like a heartbeat to me. It sounds like somebody coming back to life who wants to just sink into their pillows, fall into depression, feel disheartened. And this play on the clickety-clack of her girlfriends who are showing up and marching to support her. We're going to talk about the thematics and the psychology behind the concept of the song, but note the details of the composition alone. The music video is phenomenal. I almost want to listen blind without the music video and then listen again with the storytelling that is happening here. The cinematography, Raye does so well with portraying these types of eras, the 20s, 30s, 40s. She does so well with that ladylike, classy look. This is a woman. The high heels, her beautiful updo, the makeup, the lip liner, that beautiful beauty mark, the style, the class. It's so refreshing, where you can easily just be saturated, if you like it or not, by hypersexualization and people just increasingly taking their clothes off and the lyrics getting more vulgar. You have a woman here who is absolutely sexy and beautiful, but there's no need to take off the clothes. There's no need to just be provocative. You are a lady. This is a woman, and she beckons our attention, and for us to listen to what she has to say by her presence. And to me, that is so intriguing. The way she's breaking words apart, I can't get up and I can't leave and I can't conquer. The alliterations here, the rhythmic plays, the cadence flow, and the way that she is breaking words apart into syllables and giving us a delicious phonic dish of wordsmithery. And then the third layer to me, which is the music video and the various details. Let's enjoy together.
Symphony, I need that. Click, 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 clack. Symphony, I love the sound of it. You let the girls out. I did, darling. She's empowered by the sound of us marching. Her legs are hurting, but her back is still arching. And the sound reminds me that it's going to be alright. And I never could have guessed I started my morning in tears. Got a great waterproof mascara I can recommend. I should try my luck in Hollywood and find some auditions, because the way I fake this smile could pay the mortgage and the rent. Climbing to my lonely throne before my TV. I feel alone, I feel like no one really needs me. So thank you, Carly, for having a sixth sense and for calling to remind me we don't settle for depression on a Friday night. I need a pep talk, I need a hug, I need a dance floor. I got one little life, I need to get out the house more and really start living it. Heavy as the burdens that are weighing on me, I will lay them down under some pink and blue lights. Call my girls instead, SOS, make a dress, make a time and a dress for me all going out. Send the call out, send the call out. Calling all my baddest women, it's about to go down. Click, 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 clack. Symphony, I need that. Click, 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 clack. Symphony, I love the sound of it. You let the girls out. I did, darling. She's empowered by the sound of us marching. Her legs are hurting, but her back is still arching. And the sound reminds me that it's going to be alright. Jimmy Choo, it's time to open up the closet. It's a sad sight to see me meloglonic, gather cobwebs. Why I'm like an alien in every dress I try side. Every time my music louder and pretend it's fine. Anything that's hurt me, left, they give up on me. Am I just a product of everything that was done to me?
Wow.
Come to me, someone bring the sun to me. I can see the glimmer of the girl who wants to believe. She needs a pep talk, she needs a hug, she needs a dance floor. She's got one little life, she needs to get out the house more and try and start living it. Heavy as the burdens that are weighing on me, I will lay them down under some pink and blue lights. Call my girls instead, SOS, make a dress, make a time and a dress for me. Send the call out, send the call out. Calling all my baddest women, it's about to go down. Click,
come on, ladies.
Click, clack, Symphony, I need that. Click, 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 clack. Symphony, I love the sound of it. You let the girls out. I did, darling. She's empowered by the sound of us marching. Her legs are hurting, but her back is still arching. And the sound reminds me that it's going to be alright.
Though this season of her life had been cold, lonely, and tough, though she slipped back into a darkness she had hoped by now to have overcome, she had learned a beautiful lesson as she kissed her girls goodbye and thanked them for getting her out the house. That maybe everything was going to be
alright. And even if only for a moment, everything is going to be alright. Yeah, it's going to be alright. Going to be
Yes.
Send the call out. Calling all my baddest women, it's about to go down.
This is freaking legendary.
Symphony, I need that. Click,
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 clack.
clack.
Symphony, I love the sound of it. You let the girls out. I did, darling. She's empowered by the sound of us marching. Her legs are hurting, but her back is still arching.
Yes.
And the sound reminds me that it's going to be alright.
She put her headphones in, and there she danced under the weight of her clouds. But for the first time in a long time, she believed that one day she would again feel the sun. She must be patient. She must have faith in the seeds that are planted beneath the snow. She must hold on, and she must let go.
Yes.
She'll be alright. No riding shining on at night. She will save herself this time. And in fact, tonight, She did confirm. The cold never lasts, my darling. It just teaches the heart how to burn.
Run, girl. Oh my gosh, Raye, honey, sister, thank you. Oh my goodness, I did not expect to cry. Oh my goodness. I put on red lipstick because I figured it would fit reacting to Raye reviewing this song today. And I knew I was going to be mind blown because so far the things I've seen by Raye are just, like I said, compositionally speaking, lyrically speaking, such a delicious experience. But I did not expect to cry. Hans Zimmer, du Maschine. Mein Freund, was für eine Produktion. What a production. He is legend. I mean, the crescendo of that, the stringed arrangements, that took this whole piece to another level. This would have not been the same without his touch. I love the imagery of the single, the music. This music may contain hope. I love that statement so much. I love that so much because, as you guys know, we're all about exploring the world on this channel, music from around the world, psychology, philosophy, mental health. It is a beautiful thing to me to combine some of the greatest loves that I have in this life, which is mental health, psychology, and music. The universal language, the thing that heals us in ways we can't put into words or scientific terminology. And I'm big on encouragement. I'm big on speaking life into you. So when I see an artist using their platform and still finding ways to address depression, struggles, mental health, heartache, etc., and be real about it. Let's not glamorize. Let's not pretend it's not hard. Life is tough. Life can be painful. But then to still say, hey, this music may contain hope, right? Instead of saying, hey, this music may contain, you know how often when you have these medicine advertisements, these funny, weird, concerning pharmaceutical companies that advertise their medication, and you have people jumping around in the video, in the pharmaceutical medicine commercial, you have them jumping around smiling while the narrator says, this medicine may contain such and such and this, and you may, experience heart failure and liver disease. Ask your doctor about this prescription because it may cause you to have more issues than what you had to begin with before we told you to take this medication. And you may need medication for the medication due to all the side effects. And then while they're telling you all these diseases you might develop as a side effect to said medicine, you have these people jumping around smiling. It's a false joy. It's a fake happiness if we actually slowed down long enough to pay attention to the warnings they're actually really giving us. So to have this play on a language that I usually associate with a warning, careful, this may contain this chemical, this may contain this side effect. Here we say this music may contain hope. It's a wonderful play on that warning label, but one that evokes curiosity. What kind of hope? What kind of music? But also that evokes comfort, hope. Something's good's going to happen. The way the window opens into a beautiful blue sky that may be hidden behind these dark gray clouds. The way she's pulling on that door to open that window, surrounded by dark gray stormy clouds in her beautiful red dress. It's just a beautiful imagery that is art in itself and that speaks volumes to what the song is about and to where her whole album might be going. I love that it starts with the clouds, and now that makes full sense. Just going full circle. The gray clouds, the notes trying to find their way. I love how we are, just like in the beginning of a wonderful movie score, when you have this roller coaster that you're taking through some type of imagery as they're letting you know you should buy a Coca-Cola and some popcorn before the movie is about to begin. Wonderful play on film production. I love the black and white very much. This beautiful way of pulling us into the vintage, the antique, which is very much often what Raye is exploring in her music videos, which is very fitting to her brand. But I love how the music notes are clicky clacking, very, very fitting, already almost looking like high heels here. They not just almost, they literally are high heels with connected to a music note, which is brilliant. Clickety clacking with the rhythm and the time signature, directed by Dave Meyers. Amazing work, Mr. Meyers. And I love how they're floating through these dark clouds, which is so fitting to her as she then later on holds onto one of those clouds and is taking through the town, very much Mary Poppins style to me, taken above her circumstances, something that shows the duality beautifully between despair and darkness, the gray clouds, the storminess of life, but also still hope, still something airiness and light that is taking us through. We're headed into a home, a beautiful home, very, very fitting to the era that, again, is very fitting to Raye's outfit and styles. Her looking fine as all get out. The high heels so fitting. I love the elegance. The posture is very feminine, very sexy, but it's still a posture of depression. It's this beautiful contrast between old and new. You see the laptop, but you have these vintage furnitures. I think also a lot of duality. I think there's a lot of dichotomy and duality that's being addressed in this video thematically. You could have dark, stormy clouds and still have something that is weaving its way through melodically and light. You could have a beautiful woman dressed up to the T, looking fine as T, but on the floor, right? It's both and. She's still looking good, but she is upside down. She's not sitting upright. If you flip her, that's how she should be sitting, arched back, looking good. But she is upside down. She's laying on the floor. There might be a conversation here about depression, right? Not wanting to leave the home, anxiety, turmoil, people that struggle with their mental health, that have a hard time getting up from the floor. A beautiful conversation. Everywhere throughout this video, you see it. A beautiful conversation about the duality of life, about that struggle between depression and life, between perhaps deep depression and manic episodes, between the ups and downs of life. This is very relatable, I am sure, to people that have a hard time getting out of the house due to depression and anxiety. I could see this being relatable to those who struggle with social anxieties, who are terrified of, burdened by, so dismayed, and their life being limited, inhibited by their fear of leaving the house. It could be a conversation about our need for community and someone that comes to our rescue, not just people that ask you if you're fine as they pass by, but those who come to you, who reach out for you to help you. So many things we could talk about here, but I love it because it's relatable, not only to those who are in deep despair when it comes to mental health, but also just your general ups and downs of life, addressing the struggle that many of us have on those hard days. I love the details of this, those beautiful shoes, the treble clef olive stick in the martini glass, perfectly positioned on her heel. I mean, this is an image of absolute elegance and beauty, and yet we have a woman squished to the ground, entangled in chains. Absolute beautiful cinematography, her makeup, her hair, everything's beautiful, everything's intriguing. It's this crazy contrast between beauty and despair, between feeling trapped in your own home, and that could be literally in your own home, in your own four walls, but also in the mansion of your mind. Here, engulfed in pillows, sinking further and further, the way that somebody wants to just hide away when they are having a very hard time or dark days, possibly due to a breakup or some type of betrayal due to depression, like I said, anxiety, social anxieties, just having a hard day. I mean, no matter where you're at on the spectrum, male or female, I think we can all relate to feeling lost at times in life, feeling hurt, feeling alone, wanting just to sink into the pillows, wanting to hide away somewhere, and needing community. This is so empowering as a female, because, it makes me think of the girls that come running along with their heels to try to get you out on a Friday night. But I also believe there's a message here for the men that need for community. So many men that need brotherhood, that long for a brotherhood that would show up at the door. Maybe not to take them out on a Friday night, though some guys might appreciate that as well, but to be there, to show up when you're in need. We all need that in various ways. It may look different for the men, just generally speaking, just to generalize for a second. But we all need that. And these ladies running along, that's when I started getting emotional. These females walking in with their various heels and their cute little outfits, all shades, all body types. I loved the diversity here because it also speaks of a community. And the more diverse our community, I believe the richer we are. And I mean that because when you are surrounded by people that have various views, various origin stories, we can all learn from one another. I believe we can grow more when we are fed by various mindsets, various philosophies. I think it's dangerous when we only surround ourselves with, who is it? Okay, I'll be right up. If he starts crying, go get Lena, please. I'll be right up. I feel we are depriving ourselves when we only surround ourselves with one political view or one type of mindset or one type of nationality. There's so much beauty in exploring the world, learning from one another. So I just love that all these girlfriends coming from all walks of life are showing up for her. It also, again, here, the imagery about my legs are tired, but I'm still, what did she say? I'm still arching my back, which is very, again, a conversation about that dichotomy between being weary, but still trying to posture up, still trying to look sexy, right? Our arched back can be a sign of us, trying to pose and keep it together, can be a sign of us, or symbolic for how we try to still be cute and sensual and attractive. It could be a conversation about how we still try to hold ourselves in a certain posture, literally and metaphorically speaking, even though our legs are tired from the struggle with mental health, from our physical toils, holding up the tray, trying to have perfect posture as she is on her knees. A beautiful conversation about someone who was struggling and hurting mentally, physically. I loved the conversation here as she's literally pouring water on herself, surrounded by these vintage garments, pouring water on herself, drowning perhaps in her sorrow, overwhelmed, surrounded by these undergarments, which to me may also be a conversation about intimacy when you are struggling at the deepest parts of you. Right? It's not just an external struggle. It's the deepest parts of you, the parts of us that nobody else can see. Of course, it's fun imagery and it's a play on being a woman in high heels and bras and, but I think on a deeper level, it could be a conversation about when you're struggling in the most intimate parts of who you are as a person, the parts that other people usually don't see, when there's wounds behind it all. And she then talks about Hollywood. I'll pull up the lyrics here in a second because those were a whole nother layer of a treat. She's smiling, right? This artificial smile, the click clack red thread throughout. I love that red dress and that theme there. Feeling stuck in a screen, feeling rolled up in a carpet. On one hand, maybe a conversation about wanting to hide away, but maybe also feeling trapped. The playfulness here, the polka dot stockings, these women coming in, being goofy. There's something so therapeutic about laughter, about humor, about playfulness. Music is therapeutic. Playfulness can be so therapeutic in a good way to break us out. Laughter is indeed medicine. And so these women showing up and playfully dancing, finding their way to her with their clickety-clack heels. It was so beautiful to me. And, as a woman, I feel this song can be relatable to anybody who needs relationship, who needs someone to remind them that these clouds will part and that the cold winter months that force our heart to burn even hotter. Everything can work out for your good and can be turned into something beautiful. The overall message here is powerful. But specifically when it comes to the theme of ladies and the clickety-clacking of these sisters that are showing up, it comforts me and it made me emotional because I think while sometimes women in heels, clickety-clacking, girls being girls has been ridiculed. Oh, you run like a girl, or, girls being made fun of. There's something about women being allowed to be women and feminine and playful and girls wanting to have fun that is healing. And I know for some men that might be hard to grasp, just as much as there's women who don't understand the man's world and the simplicity of some men. And I'm, again, generalizing for the sake of explaining my point. Everyone is unique, of course, but where a man may need more simplicity and straightforward and just give me a beer or leave me alone or give me some peace and quiet. I don't even need to talk about my problems. Just sit with me or let's go for a walk. Everyone will need something different. Where sometimes the simplicity or the things a man need may not be as understandable to some women. And just as much as women shouldn't mock that, oh, men are just, using half their brain or they're just simple-minded. Where just as much as we shouldn't mock how a man processes and what ignites encouragement in a man. In the same sense, it's important that men don't mock or maybe try to understand why this is so beautiful and so encouraging to a woman when women get to show up with all of their feminine self, their goofy self, their ladylike self, the clickety-clacking and the playfulness. But even if they don't, even if some people don't get it, it's not our job to make everybody else happy, to get other people to understand us. It is important to be ourselves. And I see here a genuine playfulness of these ladies showing up. What's going on? What do you need? The whole dancing ensues and it's just playful. The rolling on the floor, the arched back. Again, a conversation about duality between struggling and hurting, but still trying to be sensual, still trying to be composed, being pulled at from all sides, trying to drown out all the noise. This imagery was powerful to me. I loved the imagery. It had this whole Alice in the Wonderland / Willy Wonka, etc. feel to me. Very magical, very mystical. But the symbolism is powerful because to me it feels like leaving the house where some people might think it's an easy little thing. Just get out of the house. No big deal. To those who struggle with their mental health, who feel depressed, who are hurting, who are lonely, who are dealing with whatever they're dealing with that's keeping them from getting out. The door will feel like this giant barrier, and getting out of that house, getting up out of bed is a huge accomplishment. If you've been betrayed, if you've gone through heartbreak, if you are struggling with depression, it is no small thing if you make it out of bed in the morning. It is no small thing if you manage to get out that door. Those of you who are mostly at home watching my videos, you know what I'm talking about. It is a huge deal. And if you did it today, I'm so proud of you. And if you didn't today, that's okay. You still can. Maybe pause this video and step outside, take a breath, come back, tell me about it in the comments, or try again tomorrow. But it's a big accomplishment. That door feels huge. It is a big milestone. And then the empowering footage, that beautiful red thread of the clickety-clack heels, this symphony of her heart, of her soul. It was this multi-layered experience, the lyrics having double, triple entendres, but the whole composition being multi-layered in the sense that the idea of a clickety-clack symphony was woven through the entire composition, as we heard, with the rhythmic elements, with the strings, clickety-clack all throughout, beautiful crescendo in the end. But even music video and lyric-wise, you had that theme, that topic throughout, the clickety-clack. That also makes me think of when you hear someone is... The clickety-clack also makes me think of not only of girls marching in with their heels to come to your rescue, but when you feel under attack by your own thoughts and they're hammering away at you. And there too, a conversation, the duality, the dichotomy between being under attack by the hammering thoughts of your mind, but also the clickety-clack of girls that are coming and showing up for you, and the clickety-clack of you fighting your way out of that door with those heels. Beautiful imagery, amazing high heels left and right as she's using them to climb the wall, to run out through the keychain, the door of the keyhole. So much mystical, gorgeous imagery. The composition here got lighter and playful as they're bouncing around. Funny double entendre about who let the girls out. I did, which as they're bouncing around, I feel like could also be a double entendre about who let the girls out. I did, right? I chose to come out. But also, instead of saying who let the dogs out, saying who let the girls out. I did. I chose to come outside. And they're dancing here, saluting, being playful. This was also so liberating to me. They're all supporting her, being playful, being sensual and beautiful. Again, I understand for some men, they might not understand this, but it doesn't matter. It is not our job to help get the world to understand why sisterhood like this, why looking cute, why feeling good, why being playful is so therapeutic for us. It just is. Just as much as men have their ways, like I said, and not all women understand that. And it just is. We are, and we need one another. I'm so tired of the polarization of man versus woman and left versus right, where just because we don't think a certain way, we think that must be the wrong way. There's something playful here. Those dark clouds hovering over her are actually beautiful music notes. Her sisters brought her out here. They all danced together. It's this conversation about community and the need for community, in my opinion. And now she's alone. And this part, the composition, the way it was building up, the piano keys on the floor, absolute beautiful. Her beautiful street behind her, which must be somewhere, I'm assuming, in the UK. Absolute beautiful imagery. And this darkness that's hovering, actual music notes. And I love how she playfully dances here, how she's artistically expressing herself. When we move our bodies, especially when we're feeling depressed and struggling mentally, dancing can be so therapeutic. And to see her playfully dancing here to me is so, not only is it elegant and beautiful, but she's being playful. She's having a good time. She's being herself. This is not a performance. This is not her trying to be sensual for anybody else. She's simply being. And it naturally looks beautiful to us. Naturally, when people are truly themselves, they're enjoying themselves, it attracts us. It is attractive when someone is genuine, when someone is free to be, not for anybody else, but for themselves. And I just love how she's dancing here. And then Mary Poppins style holds on to that dark cloud, aka the music note, sailing above perhaps her hometown, I'm not sure, but beautiful. I'm assuming this is in England or Wales or somewhere. And she's just taking off free. There's such, the whole conversation here, the whole cinematography, the musical composition, it just takes off to new heights. And then here, that epilogue in the end had me even more in tears, as you saw the buildup of the entire musical arrangement. Hans Zimmer just killing it with this composition. But the encouragement here of telling herself, telling us, hey, the darkness won't last. And those seeds are still growing in winter under the snow. And that heart that has to burn even hotter because it's cold outside, it will work for your good. It will benefit. It will benefit. It will work out for good. And just her beautiful face, the way she's talking to us, encouraging us, speaking into our lives. I love how when she puts on the coat as she speaks of it being cold, it looks like a heart. It looks like a freaking huge heart. And where she was engulfed in pillows before, wrapped in I can't think of the word, carpet. In the carpet, now she is wrapped in love. Not just love that she's waiting on from externally, but love for herself, something that is coming from within. It's so beautiful to me. She's not just waiting on the knight in shining armor. No, I don't think this is some feminist song that is meant to tell us we don't need men and we just need our sisters in heels and I can love me. I don't think that's what this is. I think the message here is much bigger, and it does apply to men and women, which is that it must start with us. If we are waiting for the knight in shining armor, if we're waiting for the perfect woman, if we're waiting for someone externally to heal us, we won't quite be able to become whole. It has to start from within. We see it in religion. Love your neighbor as yourself. How are you going to love other people if you don't know and love you, if you don't understand whose you are and who you are? It has to start from within. And to see her now wrapped in a beautiful heart, love for herself, learning to love, learning to be, understanding that the cold of whatever heartbreak she went through, whatever depression she has fought her way, crawled her way out of, literally, will work for her good. It's making her stronger. And then the composition takes off. And as she runs here, oh my gosh, it teaches the heart how to burn. And now we have those beautiful vintage letters, beautiful full circle to the beginning. And she's running and she's free. And I think this is powerful. Oh my God, this is so beautiful because it is relatable to all of us, our longing to dance in the light. I put it on a freaking t-shirt, you guys, after Ren did his High Ren masterpiece, because it is a dance in life. It is a pendulum of darkness and light. It is not always just hope in the end. It is not always happy-go-lucky. It is not all doom and gloom either. It is both and. There are storms, and it is dark, and there is a light, and there is sun. And in this time you have in the sun, as Dr. Irvin Yalom says, that time we have staring at the sun, make the most of it. You got this one life. Dance in the light. Those cold months, the darkness that you might be feeling and experiencing will teach your heart how to burn even more. And also, it's okay to reach out for help. You see this conversation here too. You see a conversation to me about loving yourself, not just waiting for someone else to come fix it for you. You see a conversation about freedom, running free, which is a core existential desire of us as human beings. You see a conversation about dichotomy and duality of life, the stormy clouds and the sun that breaks through. You see that this music may not only, but actually does contain hope, in my opinion. But you also see a need for relationship. These sisters came along. Reach out to your brothers, reach out to your sisters, speak up, seek help. Amazing work. And the lyrics, just to go through those for a moment. Did you know the odds to be born on this earth is 1 in 400 trillion? I conquered those odds, yet I can't conquer leaving this house. An honest conversation about almost the tragedy, the irony between the miracle it is that we are here and yet the struggles we face in our day-to-day life, right? Life is so short. We face this weird in-between between death and life. And you would think because of that miracle, we would just be on cloud 9, but that's not how life works. And then it talks about the SOS and the need to be unleashed, not enough wine to unleash me, right? A conversation where we also turn to substances and other external forces to make us feel more loose or more free or at peace. But that's not what's going to help and fix it either. There needs to be a healing from within, not a, movie and wine until we feel better, but actual healing from within, a freedom, a healing, sending out that SOS, send the call out. That was not what she said, sending out the SOS. I'm bringing police up in here and some sting. Send the call out, call all my baddest women. It's about to go down. Very playful, still a very catchy tune that you could easily just have a good time to with your girls, but so much deeper than a catchy tune or a beautiful composition. There were so many layers to this. I never could have guessed I started my morning in tears. Got a great waterproof mascara I can recommend. Very much language that a lot of us women can understand. Maybe also a play on social media influencers. I recommend this, and this is the eyeshadow I used, and this is the cream that I have. Got great waterproof mascara. I should try my luck in Hollywood and find some auditions, because the way I fake this smile could pay the mortgage and the rent. Climb into my lonely throne before my TV. I feel alone. A conversation about loneliness and people hurting. Sending out that call, Jimmy Choo, which is brilliant. Again, another Mary Poppins snout. Jim Jiminy, but also a play on the brand Jimmy Choo, which is a brand name for shoes, etc. Time to open up the closet. It's a sad sight to see Manolo Blanking gather cobwebs. Another designer name that I am not familiar with because I just don't roll that way. Quality store shoes. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that almost looks like some of the shoes they were wearing. Jeez Louise. Those are some shoes. Very, very high-end shoes is what Manolo Blahnik is. And they really look like shoes that Raye would wear that suit that style. But saying they're gathering cobwebs, right? These shoes she kept in the closet. Beautiful clothes, all the fashion, all the beautiful shoes are gathering cobwebs because she's been at home so much. Let me turn my music louder and pretend it's fine. Again, maybe another conversation just like with the wine about drowning things out. Everything that's hurt me left and gave up on me. I think this part is painful because it's in direct contrast to these women that are coming to run to her rescue. When you have felt abandoned in life, like people that you thought loved you, that you loved have left you, it's easy to story to ourselves that everybody will, that we're alone. And that stands in direct contrast to these women that are actually showing up. I hope you do have someone in your life that actually will show up. Sometimes it takes you being that person for them, building that relationship. Sometimes it takes you reaching out for help and being real about where you are at. But I know that this is a pain many can relate to. I'm just the product of everything that was, am I just the product that everything was done, of everything that was done to me? Run to me, come to me, someone bring the sun to me. Beautiful literary art here, rhymes. I can see the glimmer of the girl who once believed. Absolutely beautiful. Another Mary Poppins reference to me. Reigniting dreaming again. Reigniting that innocence, childlike playfulness that you find in a little girl or in a little boy that believes in dreams and magic and that things will be okay. But instead of an umbrella here, she is flying with the musical notes. It's absolutely beautiful. She didn't dance above them at first. She danced under the weight. I love that imagery here because it's not saying once the clouds have lifted, then you can start dancing. It's saying dance in spite of, dance beneath, dance under the weight. For the first time in a long time, she believed one day she would again feel the sun. That hope that the sun will break through the clouds, but you're starting to dance now. That is my encouragement for you. Being patient, having faith in the seeds planted under the snow, understanding life just like nature operates in seasons. And if you feel like you're in the winter of your life, my friend, know that the seasons you've planted will bring fruit eventually, somehow. But begin dancing now. Dance in the light. Don't wait. Dance in the light. The cold never lasts, my darling. It just teaches her heart how to burn. Absolute poetry, absolute literary art and wordsmithery. This composition is nuts, you guys. I didn't expect to cry, but there we are. Raye, thank you. This is not just a beautiful song or an amazing composition or a fun track to get ready to on a Friday for a Friday night with your girls. This is therapy in the most beautiful way. Make sure to go support Raye, go subscribe, follow her on social media, and let me know what this song, means to you. Make sure to subscribe here too, like, comment, share. Check out all the links in the description, and I will see you on the next ride. Ayo!